Alrighty, here's a quick video. We're going to call this one Giving Thanks Project. It's technically an Autocrat setup. I don't know if you use it, but it's an add-on you can put in Google Sheets to actually export some information into a really nice designed file. So basic and simple, I have created a Giving Thanks project. Fill out the fields below to create Giving Thanks page and print and share. So the first thing we ask is for their full name. If we want the students or any individual to answer this question, in my family, I'm thankful for. I am thankful for my friend because. I am thankful for this teacher because. I am thankful because every day I can blank. You can put any question you want in here, one-word answers, short paragraphs, short answers, or even paragraphs. I keep mine to a short answer, and I make this form. I went to this file. I made the form viewable so someone could fill it out, and I did fill it out. And then the information went directly into my Google Sheet. And here it is. This afternoon, I made one. It collected my email address. I fooled around and I said the name was Santa Claus, why I'm thankful, and I filled out all these forms. Now, when the form is filled out, I then opened this and created this file. This is a Google slide with some really cool graphics, and I put all of those questions up in here. Now, if you notice here, I'm right here. This is where the name went, full name. And in here was question 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you notice right here, you put carets in there. There are forward arrows and then back arrows without the lines in the middle. And what you do is when you have 2 of these at the beginning and 2 at the end, you can put the title of the field from the Google Sheets right in here. Now I'm going to go back to the Google Sheets. So here's what I would do. I went up here, I would open the file, and I would copy, Control C, this question. I would go back to my file right here, and I would do this, caret, paste the question, and then an ending caret. So what's going to happen is when you run this Autocrat, it's going to look for this file. It's going to look for these carets, and it's going to say, oh, here's the question. I'm going to put the answer in there. All right, that's what it's going to do. I'm going to show you how it's done now. In Autocrat, you go to extensions, you click on add-ons, and you can find it. You look for Autocrat, and when Autocrat opens, you launch it. I already have a job in here, and I'm just going to go edit that job so you see what it looks like. It's called Giving Thanks Email. So what we're doing on this job is we're actually sending it to the individual's email who fills this out, and this is automatically collected. So what I'm going to do is edit this and show you what it looks like. Autocrat will open up and you give a job a name. Notice I get real specific. Instead of just saying giving thanks, I could make one here that doesn't send an email and just puts it in a folder in your Google Drive. But this one, once the student or someone fills it out, they get an email with the file. You go to the next file, and what happens here is you would click From Drive right here, and when you click on From Drive, it says where is the file that has all the information that can get placed on it, and that's what I call Thankful right here. I'm going to hit Cancel because I'm going to quickly go over to that file, and this is the file. It's right here, all right? Now, I go back here and I'm here. And once this comes in the central window right now, you can move on. I click Next. So here are the template details. Merge tab, form 1 responses, header row, data row. And what it does is it looks for the carets and the name, and it's going to map to the name of the field in which I put in the name of the question in which I put into your Google form. And there it is. So the name of the question is in my family, I'm thankful for. I quickly go back here and it says in my family, I'm thankful for. And there's those carets at the beginning and the end. Once you can look through this, the more you have, the more you should pay attention to make sure that it's mapped to the right question. You can click next. Now, what I do here is this is the page where you name your file. If you notice, I did this. I put caret full name, and it's right over here. Can I move this? No, I can't. It's the name of the field. It allows you to name it. You can just say email address, and then the student's email address will be here. And then you can just write whatever you want over here. I decided to give it out as a PDF and not as an editable Google slide. If you would like the student to go back in and even add more stuff, you would save it as a Google slide. I like the PDF, so I leave it like that. I click next. You then have to find a folder, giving thanks responses. I'm going to go over to my Google Drive. And if you noticed here, this is my 2025, 26 Autocrat projects. And every time I make a project, I make a new folder for this reason. I'll double click. You have a lot of stuff that shows up in here. 1, you got the file, the Google form. 2, you got the Google Sheet. 3, you're going to have the PDF, not the PDF. You're going to have the Google slide or even a Google Doc where the information is that's your template right here. And I make a new folder in here. It's called Giving Thanks Responses. And when I open that up, I'm going to tell the computer, hey, every time a student fills this form out, put a copy of that in this folder. You notice there's Santa Claus. All your students' names will show up right here and all their files. I'm going to go back over here, and that's what it's looking for. It's looking for that folder called Giving Thanks Responses. If you make the folder beforehand, it's just so much easier to use. I'll click Next. I just skip the dynamic folder reference, and then I skip this also, and then I get to here. If you don't want to share the document, this will be click no, and everything underneath this goes away. If you do want to share the document, you click yes. You click this. I can't move that now because I've already shared it. If I wanted to share it again, I'd have to delete the job and do it again. But right now, this is here. Allow collaborators to reshare. I'm like, sure. Send the generic no reply email address, no. And then right underneath here is going to be an email form to set up. I want to use the email address. There it is, _, email address spelled perfectly, _. You can also CC people. You can BCC people. And then all I did was edit the subject matter. And that is, here's your Thanksgiving project file. You can even type a message in here if you wanted to. I chose not to because the student just knows they're getting it. And then I click next. And then what I like to do is I like to run on a form trigger. So every time the form is filled out, it triggers it, sends the email. You could have all the students just fill everything out. This gets filled with data, and then you can go run the form. But I like to do it this way because then it's one thing you don't have to do. You also could set it on a time trigger at 12 o'clock every day, run it, and then it sends it out. And that's it. I'm going to click save because that job is in there. And if I wanted to right now on this first page, I can click the run button and it will run through and send an email to everybody. What I'm going to do is quickly go to my Google form. I got the email and here it is. Here's your Giving Thanks project file. And there it is. I'm going to click it and open it up. And when I open it up in a preview, here's what it did. I am thankful for, this is the template. That's where the name field went. Here's my answer for question 1, question 2, question 3, and question 4. And Santa's thankful for somebody in his family and it's Mrs. Claus because she makes really the best cookies. And then look, there's Santa always likes his teachers. I am thankful for Mrs. Jones, my second grade teacher, because she taught me how to read. And then it's kind of neat. So if you're interested in learning a little more about this, please do not hesitate to contact me. I can come in. We can send something up simple. It could be fun. We have the holidays coming along. Or it could be just dealt with in your curriculum. You could just have a Google form sent out. The students would fill it out, and then you would have all this information. Of course, you'd have to correct each one, or at least read through each one so you know that's what the students are handing in. Alrighty. Hopefully that was simple, and don't hesitate to contact me.